So take your piece of plexiglass and cut it to the size you want. We then taped the edge and painted the bottom. First painted it white and then put black over it. Next we're going to take the tape off the edge, and then we're also going to peel paper off. And then the next step will be sand it, and we'll take another video when we get to sanding it. We do have another one here that we have tape off the edge and paper peeled and painted. So next thing we need to do is use a torch and burn the edge so that you can see in it better. That helps the light push through it. Okay, so the plexiglass we have, or Lexan, is 3/8 of an inch thick, and the LED lights are also 3/8 of an inch wide. So when we lay the lights on the plexiglass, it's pretty much a perfect fit. That's why we went with 3/8. And you can see how it's not very clear after it's been cut with the saw. And we want the light to penetrate into the plastic. Get the camera to focus on it. And so what we do is we use a torch and we melt the edge of the plastic. And gets it to clear up so that the light penetrates through the plastic. Alright. See how you can see right down into the plastic now, if I can get it to focus on that. You can see right down in there. It depends on how you get the light, but you can actually see right in it now. And before, we had that, and that doesn't let the light go in. Once you torch it, it goes to that. That's what you want. Right there. Okay, so what we did is we rolled the edge of this plastic. You can see how there's not a flat spot on the edge. It rounds it when you do that very nicely. And then that's what's going to give the light the ability to light up this edge because it's frosted with the sandpaper. Get the focus again. There it goes. So it's a pretty smooth transition from on top to the front edge. Then we're going to clean it up and we'll work on getting the lights around it and attaching them so the light can transmit into the end. Alright, in order to switch from the braided wire to the phone wire, first you have to tin your wires. So I dip them in the flux. And tin them. I already tinned these ones before, so I don't have a better soldering gun. So we're just doing it this way for right now. And then we'll put one of the phone jacks on the other end of this. Alright, we'll have to get some flux and clean that one up. Okay, so this is how I've done the electric for the shelf. I'm actually using phone jacks and also the 4-prong pins that come with the controller. So what I've done is gone from the controller and we've gone to the first phone jack here, and we're going to have a total of 4 shelves. So this one and this one are tied in, and then it's also going to jump down to this one. And then what I do on the shelf is I actually have taken wire and put a 6-connection phone jack on there. So when I put everything in the rack, they're easy to move the shelves. And you can just unplug them if you need to. And I'll go over how to put the lights on the shelf. But I'm just getting the wires ready to put in the track. Okay, for running the lights around, what I do is find the last LED and then fold it and move that right out to the edge, because you want to try to get the last light as close to that's the frosted edge. Will be the frosted edge. It's not right now. I actually have the shelf on backwards. But right out to the frosted edge. And then I ran the lights all the way around. And the lights have the special spots in them. You have to cut them. And it doesn't fall quite in the right spot. It actually ends about right there. So all I do is cut it in the appropriate spot and then fold it around behind it, and there'll be 2 lights shining backwards. But I did peel, the ones I have waterproof on them. I did peel the waterproofing off in order to take up less space. You don't have to have the waterproof ones. They actually hold in the heat. There were some negative comments on them for holding heat in, so I tore some of the waterproofing off some and left it on some. Seemed like the hot glue that we'll use in a little while to stick the lights on stuck better when I had taken the rubber off that's for waterproofing, but I didn't take it all off. So I'm going to do both shelves that I have left to do for this set of 4, and then we'll work on putting the lights around the shelf and putting the trim on. And we soldered the other set. Here they are finished, and this end doesn't have the phone jack on it yet, but we leave that off because the trim that goes around, I drill a hole in the trim and thread the wire through the hole, then put the phone jack on. That way you don't need as big of a hole. we'll cover that when we get to it. Okay, we got our wire in the Unistrut, and we've got both face plates where we want them, and we put the spring nut in right across from the other shelf bracket. So what I did for the shelves is just took a skinnier piece of Unistrut, cut them 12 inches long, cleaned up all the sharp edges on both ends, and put a nut in there. We've only got 2 bolts because they're not holding much weight. And then we'll get this one mounted here. It'll match that one there. And we'll put some shelves on there. And it should end up looking just like that one when it's done. What I did is just took a 10-foot piece of Unistrut and cut it in half, so each of those rails are 5 feet, and that kind of left room for 4 sets of shelves spaced out nicely. These are 2 foot by 1 foot, and I was able to do all 4 of those shelves with 1 roll of LED lights. So the brightness looks pretty even in those. The set I'm doing here is 1 foot by 3 foot, and I don't know, I have to add a couple feet. The roll is not long enough. So we'll see how the brightness is when we get it, all 4 of them hooked up. I don't know if there's different controllers or different kind of LEDs that can compensate for that, but that's what I did.